Hello everyone, I'm Justin, and for today's video, we're looking at the new Spring 2022 anime season. In this video, I'm going to talk about which animes I'll be watching, which ones I think they are going to be great, and maybe some of them that I think are going to be mid, but I'm still watching them, and which ones I think they are a hard pass for me. So with that said, let's move on with the video. I'll be sorting this video into popularity, so probably I'll be talking about the most hype animes at the beginning, and then maybe to the less known, more obscure type of animes. But from the looks of it, there's a lot of animes to watch, and there will be way more than the last season, and I think there are going to be some hidden gems that probably some people don't really know, but I will be talking about all of them. For the first one, we're going to talk about The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. I don't know if you have watched this one, but I loved it. And I personally read all the web novel, so I know how it ends, I know what happens in everything, but still, looking at how everything develops, and especially with the high quality of the animation, I think it's really worth watching it. And either you are here for the waifus, or you're here for the action, or for the plot, it really has everything anime fans would love to watch. So if you haven't watched the first season, I really recommend you to watch it and then watch the second season as it's happening. Next one is I guess the second part of the 86 first season. And for this one, there's only 2 episodes left. So if you haven't watched them yet, they are already out. I personally already watched all of them. And I am of the idea that the first season was a bit boring. I really didn't like it. I thought some of the plot was a bit boring, using all the racism and stuff. But I think the second season was a step up. And after watching the last 2 episodes, I think it really ended in a really high note. I really enjoyed it. The last part of the fight was also really good. The last development of the last episode also was really good for me. And I think it ended in a really good note that I really enjoyed. And usually animes tend to get worse as the season goes on. But on the other hand, I think this one went the other way. It was really good ending, and I really enjoyed it. Next, we have the third season of Kaguya-sama Love is War. I mean, there is nothing really more to add. If you have watched the first and second season and you liked it, you probably are going to watch the third season. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really fresh take on the already overused rom-com type of comedies that we always get. I think it's really cute. I think it works really well, and I think all the characters are really lovable. So yeah, if you have watched it, I'm sure you're going to watch the third season because let's just be honest, it's one of the best rom-coms that there is out there. Next, we have Spy Family. I personally haven't read anything about this one. I already heard a lot of stuff about how hyped it is, how good the manga was, and how everybody's hyping it up as one of the new great type of shonen animes. So I expect a lot of it. I will refrain from reading the synopsis because I want to watch this blind without knowing anything. I mean, as the name suggests, it's about a family of spies. So I expect to be blown away by this one because everybody's been hyping it up, and even the people that don't like it still don't say too many bad things about this one. So yeah, I think it's going to be great, and I'm expecting to watching it. As I said, I don't want to watch the synopsis because I want to come this completely blind. Then we have the second season of Komi Can't Communicate. Yeah, I mean, the when it came out, it was, I think, the best rom-com out there. I think it had some lacking points, but overall it was like a really solid and consistent rom-com. And I mean, who doesn't love Komi? It was just a really good girl that everybody loved. Yeah, if you would have watched the first season, you would love the second season. I think it's really good. From what I know, it's the manga is coming to its last stages, but it's still like, I think it has like more than 200 chapters. So I think we will have a lot more of Comic Can't Communicate in the next few years. And yeah, I'm sure of watching this one. I'm sure if you have watched the first season, you are going to watch the second one. And because it's in Netflix, you can just binge it whenever you want. Now, for the next one, we have Data Live fourth season. Now, if you haven't watched this one, I mean, it's about a guy trying to date girls who had magical powers, and they just they use this kind of like simulation where he gets some questions and answers, and he has to pick the right one to level up their romance with the girls. So it's a type of like a dating sim, and yeah, it's about like the girls have magical powers, and he just has to make them love him to lower their level of threat. And yeah, I mean, if you haven't watched the first three seasons, you are going to love the fourth season. I think the third season had a lower level of quality in the animation, but it was still good. And I loved the what was it, the side story of Data Bullet. I think that one was really good, and the animation was a step up from the third season. So if this fourth season is as good as that spin-off, I mean, we just get more love for Data Live. And if not, I would think I would love to watch more of Data Live, and I hope at some point we get a conclusion, because I'm not sure, but I think the light novel is already finished. So at some point, I want to get like a closure for this one. Next, we have, I guess, the second part of the Stone Ocean arc. Uh, I mean, what is there to say? It's JoJo. If you don't watch it, I don't know who you are, but you are missing on something great. Yeah, I mean, I will be watching it for sure. The animation is top quality, the story is top quality, and I think, yeah, it's one of the best animes ever made. So if you haven't watched it, I really recommend you to watch it. And yeah, I can just wait for Flaccid Pancake to appear. Next one, oof, we finally have one that I haven't heard about. Kawaii Dake Janai Shikimori-san. The ultimate heartthrob girlfriend appears. Naturally unlucky high school student Isumi's girlfriend is his classmate Shikimori. She has a beautiful smile and a kind personality, and always seems happy when she's with Isumi. She's pretty, cute, and loving girlfriend, but when Isumi is in trouble, she transforms into a super cool heartthrob girlfriend. The fun lives of the cute and cool Shikimori, Isumi, and their good friends never end. This 1000% precious romantic comedy begins now. Well, yeah, I guess it's just a typical rom-com slice of life. I don't know. I really like this type of rom-coms. As long as we get some cute scenes and a lovable girlfriend, I expect it will be good. I don't know if it will be great, but if not, I will still think I will love it. So, yeah, I mean, I always love a good rom-com. Next, we get another one, Shijo Saikyo no Daimao Murabito ni Tensei Suru. The most powerful demon lord in history, Barbatos felt that he had accomplished everything he could as a king. Because he was so alone due to how powerful he was, he longed for such much simpler life. A few millennia later, he's reborn as a villager, Art Meteor, but in the future where he was born, magical civilization has declined and magic itself has become weaker. Art enrolls into the Academy of Magic with his childhood friend Irena, and no matter how much he tries not to stand out, he can't hide the fact that he is not ordinary. He is consistently surrounded by people awestruck by him, and many try to approach him. Meanwhile, the demons of the world, who once struck fear into the hearts of the people, have also gone into hiding. Will the former lord be able to achieve this peaceful and mundane life he's always dreamed of? A heroic academy life fantasy filled with chaos is about to begin. Yeah, I guess this one reminds me of this season's the strongest mage with the worst seal or something like that, or also kind of the strongest demon lord, the one with the Chad demon lord. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this will be as good as Anos Boldigod. I think this will be more on the weaker side of the type of fantasy animes. So yeah, I think probably this will be a pass for me, but I guess I will be watching the first three episodes, and if I don't like it, I will just think I will stop watching it, because this one looks really generic. Next one we got, I heard of this one. Gaikotsu Kishisama Tadaima Isekai Odekamakuechu. When Ark wakes up, he discovered that he has been transported into another world, into the body of a character that he's playing with an MMO, looking like a suit of armor and on the outside, and a skeleton on the inside. He's a skeleton knight. In his identity, he's discovered he could be mistaken for a monster and become a target. Ark decides to spend his time as a mercenary so as not to attract attention to himself. However, he's not kind of a man who can stand idly by when he witnesses evil acts take place right before his eyes. This isekai fantasy series about the Skeleton Knight on intentional quest to make the world a better place has arrived. Well, yeah, I have heard of this one about the light novel. I know a lot of people consider it kind of like a copy of Overlord, but it is different in the sense that it is not about a mage that arrives with all his powers and all the people that the NPC is following him. But this one is more on the side of the guy gets transported into an MMO by himself, and it is a knight that is trying to hide that he's a skeleton. So yeah, you could say that it's kind of on the side of Momon on the Overlord side, but this one, I think it came out during the same time as Overlord. So you don't expect it to be kind of like carbon copy of Overlord on that side, but it still has his similarities. It's a bit gory. It has some blood. And I know the story is good because I think it has a lot of light novel sold, and in general, it's just a really good story. So yeah, I'll be watching this one. I'm not sure because I've seen some of the CG that it's in its PBs. So I hope that it doesn't focus too much on the CG and it just keeps its good story. And if it's that way, then I think I'll be enjoying this one. Next is Yushe Yamemasu. After saving humanity from the despicable Demon King, Leo Demonheart does not earn a hero's standing. Instead, he is regarded with suspicion and hostility by those he fought to protect. Treated as a pariah with nowhere else to turn, exiled Leo seeks a position in the army of his former nemesis. But the army is not what it once was before it defeated be defeated at Leo's hands. So to maintain his new position, Leo must wipe the forces back into finding shape. Yeah, I heard of this one too. Yeah, I think it will be more of like action, but in the comedy side. And yeah, I think I just love fantasy, so for me, it's a must watch. I just hope it doesn't go too far on the comedy. So as long as it's a good fantasy with a good story, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think I will be giving it 3 seasons just to be sure, but I will probably just be watching everything. Then we have the third season of Ascendance of a Bookworm. I don't know for you guys, but this one for me came out of nowhere. I was watching the first season expecting it to be kind of like a boring fantasy generic about like a girl living her slice of life in the fantasy world, but it became so much more than that. It's a really good story about a girl finding her place in a kind of medieval world with some fantasy on it. But it takes a lot of points about the different classes and how some people get treated differently because they are nobles or because they are peasants. So yeah, this is a really good story. I love the first season. I love the second season. And some people get put off because of the idea about a girl just loving books, wanting to live a leisure life. But if you get past that, this story is really interesting and it takes on so many ideas that are not really taken in other animes. So yeah, I'm going to watch the third season for sure. And if you haven't watched the first 2 seasons, I really recommend you to watch them. Then we got Kako no Inazuke. Mixed up with another family's child as a baby, high school student Imeno Nagi is finally meeting his biological parents. On the day of their meeting, he happens to encounter Amano Erika, a high school student at a prestigious and wealthy girls' school. At her request, he's half forced into pretending to be her boyfriend so he can avoid marrying her fiance. However, not only knowing were they the babies who had been mixed up, they are also engaged to each other. The loving parents of both families officially recognize their engagement, and their couple begins living together. Nagi is in love with his classmate Segawa Hiro, and Erika is determined to rebel against her father. So the couple agree not to get involved with each other. The mixed up, chaotic romantic comedy starts now. Well, I mean, this one reminds me of what was its name? Love to Uso. So yeah, I think this is going to be kind of a generic rom-com. I think the other rom-com that we just talked about was looks to be better. I think this one looks on the worse side, and you can see the harem tag already there. So yeah, I don't expect it to be the best. I still will watch it because I just love rom-coms and harems, but I understand if you don't want to watch it because it's not for everyone, and I think this is on the weaker side of the rom-coms. Then we got Otome game Sekai wa Mob ni Kibishi Sekai Desu. Office worker Leon is reincarnated into a dating sim video game where women reign supreme and only beautiful men have a seat at the table. But Leon has a secret weapon. He remembers everything from his past life, which includes a complete playthrough of the game in which he is now trapped. Can Leon spark a revolution and change this new world order? I mean, yeah. This kind of reminds me of my next life as a billionaire, but on the guy's side. So yeah, I mean, it is a rom com. It is going to be a harem. So I think this is better than the other two rom coms. I think the harem looks to be a bit of a throw for some people. But yeah, I think I'll be watching this one. I'm always intrigued with this type of. I was born in a dating sim, so for me, it's a must watch. But for some people, I know they are going to skip it because dating sims are also not for everyone. So yeah, I think I'm going to watch this one. Next one we have Aharen-san wa Hakarenai. The story follows the indecipherable daily life of the short and quiet Renai Haren and Reido, who sits next to her in class. Haren is not so good at gauging the distance between people or personal boundaries, and Reido initially sensed some distance between the two of them. The only then one day when Reido picked up the razor that Haren had dropped, the distance between them suddenly became uncomfortably close, from way too distant to way too close. Haren is simply unpredictable. Yeah, I guess we have another rom-com. So this looks to be more on the love side. So a single love between these two guys. And I don't know, I guess there will be some comedy in it. But for me, it looks kind of a lesser version of Comic Can't Communicate. So if you love Comic Can't Communicate, and then this one will be on the similar side, but not as good. And with that, I think this is everything I'll be saying about this. If you want to watch it, I wouldn't blame you. I think I'll be watching 3 episodes, and if I like it, I will keep watching it. Next, we have the second season of Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. I mean, I watched the first season, I think it was mid. I think I'll still be watching the second one, but I really don't expect it too much of it. I know some people liked it, but for me it was just meh. Next one we have Mahotsukai Reimeki. I can't remember who I am or what am I? Seville is a student at the Magic Academy who has no memories of anything before he joined the school. Not understanding why he's there, the time he spends at the academy feels hollow and empty. And since he doesn't know how to work hard, his grades are always the lowest in his year. Then one day, the school headmaster Albus orders Seville to participate in a dangerous special training. I want you to spread the use of magic in an area where they hold witch hunts. It has only been a few years since the war between the church and the witches came at the end. The world has not yet fully accepted witches and their magic. This is the dawn of the Age of Witch. This is a story of how a young man, a boy who is no one special, and his companions, who all hold wound in their hearts, set out to end and find themselves. Yeah, I mean, this looks quite interesting. It still says comedy, so I'm really not sure how it's going to be. But I think this gives me the vibes of a guy going somewhere trying to fix people that have problems in their life and trying to fight himself at some point. So I don't know. This gives me the vibe of coming of age. I mean, I have no idea what it's going to be about, so I don't know if I'm right or wrong. It also gives me the vibe of this anime about the hero party who goes to live in a small city, in a small village. So yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to be about, but the synopsis gives me good vibes, so I think I'll be watching it. But I may be wrong, and then I will just stop watching it. So we really don't know. But so far, it looks good, and I think I don't know. The poster gives me good vibes, so I think I'll be watching this one. Okay, then we have what is this? Love After World Domination, something like that. Um, I was kind of hyped about this one from the title, but then I watched the PB, so I'm really not sure. So first, let's read the synopsis. The series follows Fudo Aikawa and Desumi Magahara, the leaders of heroic and villainous organizations respectively. Can their love survive the eternal battle when one wants world peace and the other wants world domination? Yeah, I mean, for me, the title felt like the girl already achieved world domination and she was trying to date the guy after the guy lost. But this is not the what happens. This is about two guys fighting and trying to date while they are fighting each other. So it's just like kind of a generic comedy with a bit of action. Gives me the vibes of this one that we have right now. I don't even remember the name about the girl working in the monster department. So yeah, I think this is going to be mid. From what I watch in the PB, it looks really mid, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, yeah, I don't really like the Power Rangers type of show, but maybe I will be wrong. So we'll watch and see. Next one, we have a Summertime Render. Upon hearing the Ushu's death, Shinpei returns to his hometown at Wakayama City and Hitogoshima and returns with his childhood friend's family. The funeral goes smoothly, but under the surface, something strange is brewing on the island. What mysteries await him in this secluded summer island? Yes, I guess supernatural. I don't know. Gives me the vibes of Anohana, but more on the creepy side, I guess. It gives this the synopsis gives me nothing, so I'm really not sure if it's going to be good or bad. But I mean, I guess I will be watching the first three episodes. I expect it to be on the better side because of the poster looks to have a better quality animation. So we will see. But yeah, I'm coming not knowing anything, and I hope it's on the better side. Next one we have Showcase Shoujo no Virgin Road. Yeah, I mean, with the title, you can guess what it's going to be about. Let's see. When interdimensional travelers from otherworldly land known as Japan appear, they often bring death and destruction. It's up to the executioners like Menno to track and exterminate the lost ones before they wreak havoc. When Menno encounters a beguiling lost one named Nakari, it's bloody business as usual, until Menno discovers a hurricane cheated death. That is, even so, even so, Menno has a job to do, and she is committed to her executioner's mission come hell or high water, provided her newly strained feelings don't get in the way. Yeah, I guess this is about isekai girls that come and people trying to kill them, but I guess the guy falls in love with the girl. I mean, if it's that, the plot looks interesting. I guess I'll be watching this one. But I don't know. The art doesn't give me good vibes, so I think it will be lower on the animation side. But it's JC stuff, so it may be good. I don't know. I guess I'll be watching it, but I don't know. I don't have a high expectation for this one. Next one, we have a Tomodachi Game. I don't know about you guys, but this guy looks creepy. High school student Katagiri Yuichi, who values friendship above all else, enjoys a fulfilling life with his close friends Sakawiri, Shiho, Mikasa, Tenji, Shibe Makoto, and Kokorogi Yutori. However, after a particular incident, they are dragged into a debt repayment game. The only way to beat Tomodachi Game is to not doubt their friends. Bound together by solid friendships, the game should have been easy, but will they trust or betray their precious friendships? The true nature of humanity is exposed in this ultimate psychological game. Finally, we get a psychological anime. I've seen a lot of psychological animes, and just a few of them have been good. But a good psychological anime can be really good. I just seen most of them fail. So I hope this one doesn't fail, because if it doesn't, it's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, I don't expect it to be great, but I hope it gets me wrong and it is a good anime, so we will see. Next one we have Machikado Masoku, second season. I don't know about you guys, but I love this one. I know this is not for everyone, but for me, I just loved it. It is a comedy slice of life at its best. It is about a girl that turns out to be a demon lord or demon girl, and she's trying to fight the powerful magical girl that is her classmate. So yeah, it is a really cute, really lovable. I really enjoyed how cute the main girl is, and yeah, I just love it. So if you haven't watched it first season, I really would recommend it to you because it's just a lovable girl doing cute stuff while trying to be kind of evil, I guess, because she's a demon lord. But yeah, I just love it. So if you haven't watched it, I really recommend it for you. Next one we have Kono Killer Mendokusai, a fantasy and adventure comedy starring Carla, a dark elf cleric who invested too much in her insulting skills, and all being a swordsman who has to put up with her antics. I mean, what it else to say? It's a dark elf cleric. If dark elf doesn't get you, I don't know what else would. But I just love dark elves, and she looks to be cute, so I think I'll be watching it. I don't know if the story is going to be good, but I just can't say no to a dark elf. Okay, next one we have Heroine Tarumono. Hiyori left her hometown to pursue her passion, track and field, by enrolling in Tokyo's Sakuragaoka High School. Looking for a part-time job in Tokyo, she ended up working as an apprentice manager for her classmates and Lip Lip members, Jujiro Someya and Aiso Shibasaki. The story revolves around the coming of age of Hiyori as she juggles school, extracurricular life, and managing and Lip Lip as they shine on stage. Okay, this looks to be like a girl in a coming of age. Well, she manages two guys that are idols, and I guess there will be some drama and love in it. I really love coming of age stories, so yeah, I think I'll be watching this one. Even though it's on the lower side of the season, I still think it's going to be good. So we'll wait and see. But for me, I think I'll be watching this one. Then we have Kunoichi Tsubaki no Mune no Uchi. Deep in the remote mountains, a group of Kunoichi female ninjas has lived. The name of the group is Akane Clan. The unique Kunoichi are divided into several teams and they polish their skills through a friendly rivalry. And Akane Clan has an ironclad rule that must not be broken. No contact with men. Tsubaki has an apprentice Kunoichi is the leader of the Akane clan's dog team and master of the ninjutsu that even the leader of the clan recognizes. She is the most trusted person in the group. However, there is one thing that Tsubaki can't stop thinking about. It's men, that she has never seen or touched before. I want to meet him once. The more she thinks about it, the more her tingling her chest would not stop. What should I do with this feeling? Okay, I've seen some images of this one. It looks to be like a slice of life comedy, and just a girl trying to find a guy, and I guess it's going to be like comedy on that side. So yeah, I think I'll be watching this one, and I hope it's as good as it looks because I don't know, the art just gets me. And we also have Shin Ikitousen. This is the next season of Ikitousen, an anime that I haven't watched, but I heard a lot about. And this is made by ARMS, who is known for doing a lot of ecchi animes. So yeah, I expect this anime to be as ecchi as it can be, and I think I need to watch the first few seasons because I think this is going to be great. And yeah, I can't wait for the return of this anime, even though I haven't watched it. But yeah, I think this is going to be good. But it looks to only have 3 episodes, so yeah, I think it will be a short but a good one. And the last one, we have RPG Fudo-san. The story begins 15 years after the Demon King was defeated and the world has become peaceful. Kotone, who graduated from school and became a magician, inquired the kingdom affiliating RPG real estate in order to find a new home. In reality, RPG real estate was Kotone's place of employment, and together with Fa, a demi-human, the priest Rufidia, and the soldier Rakira, they help support the researches of new homes for the customer with various circumstances. I don't know, this gives me the vibes of Dragon looking for a home or something like that. It looks to be cutesy girls doing cute stuff, so I think I'll be watching this one. I always love cute girls doing cute stuff, and yeah, as life is life is always good for me. So I think I will be watching this one. And with that said, I think these are all the animes that I'll be watching. I think compared to the last season, this looks to be having better animes, and this is strong on the slice of life rom-com side. So yeah, I think I'll be watching a lot of them, and I think this is a good season for animes. And with that said, let me know what you guys think of my anime choices, and if you think I should watch one of the animes that I didn't mention, or if I should drop one of them. So let me know in the comments below. Until then, see you guys next time.